Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Roosevelt dime, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. The 1984 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but what if I told you that this little 10-cent piece could be worth a staggering amount of money? Imagine finding a single dime that could fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's true. There's a rare version of the 1984 Roosevelt dime from a proof set that has become one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. And if you're lucky enough to spot one, you might just be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable. Most people don't pay much attention to dimes, but collectors know that certain small details can make a huge difference in a coin's worth. This particular 1984 Roosevelt dime is special because it comes from a proof set. But not just any proof set. This one has a critical mistake that makes it incredibly rare. Normally, proof dimes are struck with an S mint mark, indicating they were produced at the San Francisco Mint. However, a small number of 1,984 proof dimes were mistakenly struck with a P mint mark instead, signifying they were minted in Philadelphia. This rare error has made these dimes highly valuable, as they were never supposed to exist in the first place. Proof coins are meant to be collector's items, struck with extra precision and care. They have a mirror-like finish, sharp details, and a higher level of craftsmanship compared to regular circulation coins. But because this Philadelphia minted proof dime was in error, it was never officially released in proof sets. That means only a few of them made it into the hands of collectors, and that rarity is what drives their high value. If you own a 1984 proof set, now is the time to examine it closely. If you find a Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark instead of the usual S, you could be sitting on a coin worth an astonishing amount of money. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare dimes? First, check the mint mark. If your 1984 proof Roosevelt dime has a P instead of an S, that's a strong sign you might have something valuable. Next, look at the coin's finish. A proof coin will have a sharp strike with frosted details and a reflective background. If your dime meets these criteria, you could be holding an ultra-rare collectible. And when it comes to value, prepare to be amazed. Some of these rare 1984 Philadelphia proof Roosevelt dimes have sold for jaw-dropping prices at auctions. Collectors are willing to pay big money to get their hands on one, and past sales have proven just how much these coins are worth. Depending on the condition, a verified example of this dime can sell for anywhere between $43,000 and $52,000. That's right, a single dime that could be worth as much as a brand new car or even a down payment on a house. Think about it. How many dimes have passed through your hands over the years? You might have overlooked one of the rarest dimes in history without even realizing it. This is why coin collecting can be so exciting. It's like a hidden treasure hunt where the reward could be life-changing. So, if you have a box of old coins or a proof set from 1984, take a closer look. That tiny dime could be worth far more than its face value. And even if you don't find one, this story is a reminder that rare and valuable coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Keep checking your change, keep searching through collections, and who knows? The next big coin treasure could be right in your hands. Top 2. The 1979 Roosevelt dime from a proof set, with the Philadelphia Mint mark, might just be one of the most surprising finds in American coin collecting history. You might have heard of rare dimes fetching thousands at auctions, but did you know that a single 1979 Roosevelt dime could be worth an astonishing amount? If you have one of these in your collection, or even stumble upon one by chance, you might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's talk about the details that set this coin apart. The 1979 Roosevelt dime was struck in both business and proof versions, but the one that collectors are after is an extremely rare variation from a proof set with the Philadelphia Mint mark. Proof dimes are specially made for collectors, struck using highly polished dies, giving them that mirror-like finish. But here's the shocking part. Some of these proof dimes were minted with a unique characteristic that sets them apart from the rest, making them incredibly valuable. Collectors and coin grading experts have been on the lookout for this elusive variety, and when they do appear at auctions, the prices skyrocket. What makes this dime so special? It's all about the specific die used in the minting process. Tiny details, imperfections, or even a distinct strike can send a coin's value through the roof. These are the kinds of dimes that go unnoticed for years, hidden away in proof sets or even mixed in collections, until someone with a keen eye spots the difference. The hunt for valuable coins like this isn't just a hobby, it's a way for collectors to turn small investments into massive returns. Stories of collectors who unknowingly owned rare coins for years before cashing them in for record-breaking prices keep fueling the passion for coin collecting. This 1979 Roosevelt dime from a proof set is exactly that kind of hidden gem. Experts believe that only a few exist, and when one does appear, bidders are willing to pay staggering amounts to own it. So, how much is this coin actually worth? Hold on to your seats, because when a high-grade example of this proof set Roosevelt dime surfaced at auction, it fetched an unbelievable amount. The final bid? Between $35,000 and $62,000. That's right, this small, 10-cent coin turned into a jackpot for its lucky owner. Imagine checking your collection and realizing that one of your dimes is worth a life-changing amount of money. That's why coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's an opportunity waiting to be discovered. So, if you ever come across a 1979 Roosevelt dime from a proof set, take a close look. It might just be your lucky break. Top 3. Imagine checking your coin collection, flipping through a few dimes, and suddenly realizing you're holding a fortune in your hands. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that dream could become reality if you stumble upon a rare American Roosevelt dime from 2012, struck at the Philadelphia Mint and sourced directly from a proof set. These dimes aren't just ordinary pocket change. They are hidden treasures worth an absolute fortune. And today, we're diving deep into why collectors and investors alike are willing to pay an eye-watering sum for this tiny yet valuable coin. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946. But not all dimes are created equal. While millions of dimes circulate daily, only a select few hold extraordinary value. The 2012 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint, specifically from a proof set, is one of those rare gems that could change your life if you ever come across one. These proof set coins were not intended for general circulation, which means they were struck with a high-quality finish and extreme precision. But what makes this particular dime so special? Let's talk rarity. Most dimes from 2012 were struck for everyday use, but the proof set versions were specially minted with highly polished dies, creating a mirror-like surface and sharp details. These coins were carefully handled and preserved for collectors, making them significantly different from the ones found in your loose change. However, within these proof sets, an ultra-rare variety emerged, an error or variation that sent collectors into a frenzy. This variation, due to its extreme scarcity, has driven prices into astronomical territory, with collectors fighting to get their hands on one. Now, the big question: how much is this dime actually worth? You might be thinking, it's just 10 cents. How valuable can it really be? Well, brace yourself, because this seemingly ordinary Roosevelt dime has reached jaw-dropping prices in the numismatic world. The highest recorded sales for this specific 2012 Philadelphia minted proof set dime have ranged from $25,000 to a staggering $56,000. Yes, you heard that right. This tiny 10-cent piece could be worth as much as a brand new luxury car or even a down payment on a house. So, what should you do now? First, if you have any proof sets from 2012 lying around, check them immediately. Look for the Philadelphia minted dimes with exceptional features, pristine condition, and any unusual characteristics. Even if you don't own a proof set, keep your eyes open at coin shops, estate sales, and auctions. You never know when one of these high-value dimes might appear. And remember, coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's an opportunity to uncover hidden wealth in the most unexpected places. If you find one of these ultra-rare dimes, you could be holding a fortune in your hands. So start searching, stay informed, and who knows? You might just hit the jackpot with a tiny coin worth thousands of dollars. Top 4. Imagine holding a single dime in your hand, just a tiny, everyday coin that most people overlook. Now, what if I told you that a specific 1996 P. Roosevelt dime from a special mint set could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right. A coin you might not think twice about could actually be one of the most valuable dimes in modern history. And today, we're diving deep into the details: why this dime is so rare, how to identify it, and most importantly, how much it could be worth if you happen to own one. Stay with me, because you won't believe the jaw-dropping prices this little coin has fetched at auction. Now, let's get straight to it. What makes the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime so special? Unlike the ordinary dimes you find in your pocket change, this particular dime was struck as part of a special mint set released in 1996 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series. This wasn't just any set of coins. These dimes were struck with a superior finish, using highly polished dies, giving them an incredible shine and mirror-like quality. The key here is that these coins were not meant for circulation. They were only included in these special sets, making them far scarcer than the regular 1996 dimes that were minted by the millions. But here's where it gets interesting. Many people who originally bought these sets had no idea that the dimes inside could one day be worth a fortune. Some were stored away, forgotten in drawers, or mixed in with regular coins, completely unnoticed for years. If you inherited a coin collection or have old proof and mint sets lying around, you could unknowingly be sitting on a gold mine. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things get exciting. The 1996 P. Roosevelt dime from the special mint set is valuable in any condition, but in the highest grades, the prices go absolutely through the roof. The most important thing when determining its value is the condition and grade of the coin. Collectors and investors are constantly on the hunt for pristine examples, graded MS69 or even higher, and these are the coins that command staggering prices at auction. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment you've been waiting for. If you are lucky enough to own one of these special dimes in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at an auction price ranging from $21,000 all the way up to $66,000. That's right, a single dime that once came from a proof set could now be worth more than a brand new luxury car. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these valuable dimes? First, check your collections. Look at any proof or special mint sets you might have from 1996, and if you find a Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark that looks shinier and more polished than usual, you could be onto something huge. Next, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. If your coin receives a high grade, you might just have a life-changing payday ahead of you. This is why it's so important to pay attention to the details when it comes to coins. The 1996 P. Roosevelt dime is proof that not all modern coins are just pocket change. Some can be worth thousands. So, don't make the mistake of spending or overlooking this tiny treasure. Go through your coins, check your sets, and you never know, you might just be holding a dime that's worth more than you ever imagined. Top 5. Imagine finding a small, shiny Roosevelt dime from 2002 and realizing it could be worth an absolute fortune. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this isn't just some rumor or wild speculation. There are real, confirmed cases where a specific 2002 Roosevelt dime from a proof set has sold for jaw-dropping amounts. This is one of those coins that could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves the idea of turning pocket change into big money, then you'll want to stick around because this is one Roosevelt dime that could change your life. Now, let's break down exactly what makes this 2002 Roosevelt dime so incredibly valuable. First, we need to understand what a proof set is. Unlike regular coins made for everyday transactions, proof coins are specially struck using highly polished dies and blanks. The result is a coin with a mirror-like background and frosted details, giving it a sharp, almost three-dimensional look. These proof sets were sold directly to collectors by the US Mint, and they were never meant to be spent as regular currency. But as we all know, sometimes mistakes happen. Coins get separated from their original packaging, collections get broken up, and before you know it, a proof dime that was supposed to stay in pristine condition finds its way into circulation. And that's where things get really exciting. So what makes this particular dime from 2002 worth such an astonishing amount of money? It all comes down to rarity and condition. The most valuable examples of this coin are those that have been preserved in their original, flawless state, graded at the highest levels by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Some of these dimes exhibit ultra-cameo contrast, meaning they have a strong frosted design that stands out dramatically against the mirror-like background. Others may have rare minting errors that make them unique. When a coin meets these criteria, collectors are willing to pay extreme amounts to get their hands on it. Now, here's the part that's going to make you want to start digging through every old proof set or coin collection you can find. Some of these 2002 Roosevelt dimes have already sold for unbelievable sums. We're talking about real auction prices that have ranged from $11,000 all the way up to an astonishing $54,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single Roosevelt dime, just 10 cents in face value, fetching tens of thousands of dollars from collectors and investors who recognize its true worth. Just take a moment to let that sink in. What would you do if you suddenly discovered a dime in your collection that was worth that much? That's more than enough to buy a brand new car, take an extravagant vacation, or even put a down payment on a house. All from a coin that most people would overlook without a second thought. That's why knowledge is power when it comes to coin collecting. If you know what to look for, you can turn a simple hobby into a serious money-making opportunity. So, how can you tell if you have one of these ultra-valuable 2002 Roosevelt dimes? First, check to see if it came from a proof set. These coins were only minted in San Francisco, meaning they should have an S mint mark. However, some era coins exist where proof-like dimes were struck with a different mint mark or missing one altogether. If you find something unusual, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded. The higher the grade, the more money it's likely to bring at auction. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and this 2002 Roosevelt dime is proof that even the smallest coins can be worth life-changing amounts. So, before you dismiss any old proof set or dime collection as worthless, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a coin that's worth anywhere from $11,000 to an incredible $54,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? The next big coin discovery could be yours.